Hello and welcome to the Puppet News Network at 3 a.m. Tonight's story covers possible effects newly nominated Supreme Court member Brett Kavanaugh could have upon pre-existing Supreme Court cases, such as Roe v. Wade and Whole Woman's Health v. Hellerstein.
Roe v. Wade was a landmark 1973 case in which the Supreme Court legalized abortion nationwide during the first trimester, while Whole Woman's Health v. Hellerstein was a decision in which the court struck down a Texas law, HB 2, that restricted access to abortion by requiring abortion clinics to be within 30 miles of a hospital.
Now that Brett Kavanaugh has been elected to the Supreme Court, many people believe that the ruling in Roe v. Wade and abortion rights in general are threatened. Jill, what do you think?
I agree with that sentiment. I am very worried about the future of abortion. Kavanaugh, in many situations, has stated that he is against the choice of an abortion, and with the number of abortion cases going to the Supreme Court today, could be very problematic for it. While I don't know if Roe v. Wade will be overturned, I can see smaller cases, such as Whole Woman's Health v. Hellerstein, being overthrown in favor of a more restricted view of the right to abortion.
You know, while I agree to an extent, you also must look to the issue of settled law. Are former Supreme Court cases set in stone? Should they change and be altered after the fact? Because if Brett Kavanaugh believes in the concept of settled law, he may not challenge Roe v. Wade or Whole Woman's Health, as those would be settled cases and therefore set in stone. The entire principle of Supreme Court decisions revolves around the flexibility of law.
I personally don't believe in settled law, and the precedent has been set that the Supreme Court cases aren't settled law, as Plessy v. Ferguson was overturned by Brown v. Board. Having settled law apply to all Supreme Court cases is bad, and would result in the law being consistently outdated. A good precedent has been set by Brown v. Board in allowing Supreme Court cases to be overturned. Overturning Roe leaves the decision of whether to legalize abortion to the states. Several states are already offering a preview of that reality. The new report illuminates recent efforts to limit abortion access in advance of a Kavanaugh appointment, including an Arkansas restriction banning medical abortion and eliminating access to all but one abortion care center in the state. Other laws effectively prohibit abortion, and they wreak the most havoc in the lives of Black, Hispanic, and Native American women.
To put into context the tendencies of our newest nominated member of our Supreme Court, there was a past case in which an orca named Tilikum subdued and drowned its trainer at SeaWorld. Kavanaugh criticized the Labor Department to move sanction SeaWorld following the incident and declared that the agency had, quote, stormed headlong into a new regulatory arena. He claimed that agencies should not exercise authority as clearly spelled out in federal statutes, and that judges should not, in the case of SeaWorld, defer to agency interpretations that go beyond what is explicitly stated by law.
Also remember that in previous cases related to abortion, he has clearly disagreed with the idea of lower courts following Supreme Court precedent, writing the dissent on Garza v. Hardin, stating basically that he hated the idea of following Supreme Court precedent, and it is also inferable that he's anti-abortion, but clearly does not want to obey Supreme Court precedent. But why don't we just bring him in to see what he has to say?
You know, before we do that, remember during his first round of testimony before the Senate Judiciary Committee, Kavanaugh said that he views Roe v. Wade, the landmark ruling that legalized abortion nationwide, as, quote, important precedent of the Supreme Court. That has been, quote, reaffirmed many times, yet he declined to say he would not vote to reverse Roe, saying that such a vow, on any case, would violate judicial norms. He also defended that dissenting opinion he wrote last year on Garza v. Hardin, where the full D.C. Circuit allowed a 17-year-old to end her pregnancy over objections from the Trump administration. In this dissent, Kavanaugh wrote the Supreme Court has held that, quote, the government has permissible interests in favoring fetal life, protecting the best interests of a minor, and refraining from facilitating abortion. He wrote that the High Court has, quote, held that the government may further these interests so long as it does not impose an undue burden on a woman seeking an abortion. He said the majority opinion was, quote, based on a constitutional principle as novel as it is wrong, a new right for unlawful immigrant minors in U.S. government detention to obtain immediate abortion on demand.
Okay, thanks for that, Alex. Now welcome our guest, Brett Kavanaugh.
Can you think of a case that deserves to be overturned?
Yes.
Would you volunteer one?
No.
Now, Kavanaugh, what do you think about settled law?
I believe that settled law is a law that has yet to be changed or challenged in Supreme Court. I disagree with the choice of an abortion. While Roe v. Wade may be settled law, I do believe that it can be changed and overturned. I cannot wait to do this because I am an American and I stand on all Americans for this choice.
I agree that settled law isn't set in stone, but just hasn't been challenged yet. This is why Roe v. Wade is bad, and America needs to abandon abortion. Women don't deserve the right to abortion, and Roe v. Wade should be overturned, settled law or not. Thank you, Brett, for your service to this country and its values.
No, thank you, Alex, for showing me that there are true Americans that care about this country.
You two are insufferable. Can we have an actual discussion, please? Kavanaugh, if it comes up, how would you specifically treat abortion cases?
Well, I will most likely restrict or ban abortions if possible.
Good man.
Looking to overturn Roe v. Wade, or at least reduce the amount of power it has.
Well, thanks for your opinion, but I disagree. Abortion is a basic right, and while Roe v. Wade may not be settled law, it should be guaranteed. Whole woman's health is similar. The law in question was overly restrictive and caused an undue burden on those seeking an abortion, and the case should stay.
Listen here, communist trash.
We're gonna stomp your ass into the ground, you little communist piece of trash!
I'm an American. I'm a fighter. I don't appreciate your kind of liberal propaganda backwash soiling the American rights Kavanaugh and I represent.
I guess I'm the only sane one here.
About as sane as Hannibal Lecter.
Yeet, that is correct, my dude. So if Jill Stein can shut her cotton mouth up and learn to be a true American like you, Alex, then this country would not be in such turmoil.
Thank you, brother. Jill, I bet you want to destroy the child.
What do I do, Lord?
Destroy the child.
You communist piece of trash.
You two are idiots.
Well, you're an intellectual.
That's it. You two, you insufferable troglodytes. I'm leaving.
Good riddance. I bet you want to turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Bashing it because I don't like gay people. I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Gay.
So, Alex, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, senpai?
Oh, whoa. I'm good.
Senpai? I really like you.
Thanks for tuning in to this morning's Puppet News Network talk show. I would like to apologize for the technical difficulties, and on that note, we're signing off. This has been Jill Stein and Alex Jones.
Ah! Ah! We know we're under attack! I don't like gay people. Turn the friggin' frogs gay. What do I do, Lord?
Destroy the child.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Gay.
I'll see you tomorrow.